One of the preferred and primary strategies for Republicans to win elections for a long time has been suppress the vote, make it more difficult for people, especially people who are less likely to vote for Republicans, to vote. And this has been done a whole bunch of different ways, reducing the number of polling places, reducing early voting, purging people from voter rolls. There's a very long list of tactics we've talked about over the years. And the 2020 strategy is going to be really suppress the vote even more than usual. We've already started to see it in some primaries around the country in local elections, and Kentucky is scheduled to have a primary tomorrow, and we may well be seeing the exact same thing. Now, normally there are 3,700 polling places in Kentucky. Tomorrow there will be 200. You didn't hear that wrong. 3,700, there will be 200. That's a 95% reduction in polling places. Now, there's a double-edged sword here, and the right wingers are trying to play both sides of the coin, so to speak. And the reason that's being given for this reduction in polling places is because of the coronavirus pandemic. A lot of poll workers don't want to work. If you can't staff polling places, you have to close them. Now, that is certainly plausible. The problem is that in that case, you have to ensure that people can vote by mail. You have to increase capacity dramatically at the polling places that will be open. And there are widespread reports that people who requested absentee ballots haven't received them. And it's the day before they have to be mailed out. They'd have to be postmarked by tomorrow, Election Day. So understand that on one hand, they are pretending to respect the virus. You can't put people in harm's way. And great. I mean, I'm totally with you as far as that goes. But they're not doing what needs to be done to make sure people can vote by mail or vote early, which is exactly what Republicans, including Kentucky Republican Senator Mitch McConnell, who's up for re-election, by the way, in November, and his challenger is going to be determined in this primary tomorrow. That's what McConnell wants. That's what Donald Trump wants as well. Now, some early voting has been enabled. They at least claim that they're trying to keep up with requests for absentee ballots, but it's just not working. And it's sort of a Hanlon's razor situation. Never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity, or I might say incompetence. They claim that they did everything right. Not enough poll workers, so they said, hey, vote by mail, request absentee ballots, there's going to be some early voting, etc. Residents were sent postcards explaining how mail-in voting will work. Early voting has been available in some places since June 8th. And the media and the governor, they've all been telling everybody that this is going on. So there are people saying we did everything we could. We really did, given the circumstances. But at the same time, when you read that half of Kentucky's black voters live in one county, and that county will have one polling place, that's rarely a coincidence when we see that type of thing around the country. So while I don't want to attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by incompetence or stupidity or ignorance, when you read that half of the black population is in one county, which will have one polling place, it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good. And certainly, to some degree, they were unprepared. I'm reading that instead of the normal 3 to 5 days that it takes to receive an absentee ballot application, some are taking upwards of 20 days. I've gotten emails from people in Kentucky under that situation. So what will happen tomorrow? Well, we know what's going to happen, whether it's malice or incompetence. Tomorrow, you are going to have overcrowding polling places that are open. The ones that are open are going to be absolutely busting at the seams. People will not have received their absentee ballots in many cases, and they will have to decide, do I go out and risk catching the virus and maybe waiting hours and hours at a completely overloaded polling place, or do I just not vote because I didn't receive an absentee ballot in the mail? And then you will have a situation that will be similar to, or even worse than the one we saw in Georgia just a few weeks ago. So there are some important decisions to be made tomorrow in Kentucky. There is, again, a Democratic primary race to decide who will be facing off against Mitch McConnell in November. There is Amy McGrath, Charles Booker, and some other candidates. That's a big decision. There are some interesting House primaries as well for the eventual November House of Representatives elections happening in Kentucky. So this isn't nothing. And again, It's all a preview of what's going to happen in November. The turnout tomorrow is not going to be as big as the number of people that will vote in November because you will have everybody coming out to vote for either Joe Biden or Donald Trump. If you see chaos tomorrow, multiply by 50 to imagine what it is that's going to be happening in November. Again, is it by design? Is it incompetence? Is it stupidity? I don't know for sure. It's often a combination of all of the above. Let me know what you think.